All right, everybody. Now, before you click off the video, I promise this is not a clickbait thumbnail or title. This is not. This Texas Longhorns defense, they're a championship level defense. I told you multiple times last year, this team, this defense specifically, is close. They are close to being that good of a defense. Well, I'm here to tell you right now that this 2023 Texas team, specifically talking about the defense, is on par with the defenses that we saw in 2005 and 2009. Not just on par, I mean, like, they stand toe to toe with these defenses, and we're here to dive on into it. So if you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment down below your thoughts on it. If this is clickbait, hey, let me know why you think it's clickbait. Let me know why you disagree with what I'm about to say. And yeah, let's just hop right on into it. And before we start comparing these years, okay, I want to point out, we're only looking at 4 games. I'm not looking at the 2005 season as a whole, the 2009 season as a whole, and then the 2023 season 4 games in. Not doing that. We're doing 2005 is through October 2nd, 2005. That's 4 games in. I believe that was ULM, Ohio State, Rice, and Missouri. 2009 was through September 27th, 2009. I'm not even going to attempt to tell you the games, the names that were on the schedule. I can't remember those. And then 2023, yeah, we just played Rice, Alabama, Wyoming, and Baylor. So it's not like we're taking a different sample size, and then also we're taking a very similar level of opponents through these games. So that being said, let's go on and look at this. Look at these stats I'm telling you about. Opponent yards per game. This is one of the stats that is the furthest removed. And what I mean by that is, this is one of the biggest gaps that you will see from the 2023 team to the 2005 or 2009 teams. You're seeing from 2005, 258 yards. That's a gap of 40.5 yards on average per game between the 23 team and the 05 team. Only a 1.5 yard gap between the 05 and 09 team. So those two teams are pretty close. And you look at the home games. I mean, this Texas team is better than the 2009 team was to start out the year. Away, that's mainly because of the Alabama game. But at the end of the day, we're counting that in. We're not just going to throw anything away to cast anything to the side. We're looking at everything as it is. Opponent yard, we're not adjusting anything. We're not going to try and fit a narrative or nothing. Opponent yards per play. Again, 2005 and 2009, neck and neck. 3.6 yards per play, 4.3. I'm here to tell you, that's great. 4.3 yards per play is great. It may not be like world beater level that the 3.6 is, but that's not far off. When you're talking about when you go talk about per 100 yards, that's a difference of 70 yards. So when you're talking about the Texas team, the 2005 Texas team in a year where say the Texas team, the 23 team, they let up 370 yards compared to the 2005 team letting up 300 to 320. You get the point. There's a gap, but is it really that bad? I don't really know. Now, go on and add some more to it. Boom. This is where you actually start to see, hey, this is the first column that, or I don't know, column or whatever. This is the first set of statistics that, hey, the 2023 team is better than the 05 team. And so what you're going to see is this little green box right there. That represents, hey, the 2005 team was better, or the 2023 team was better than the 2005 team in this area. And then if you ever see this box lit up, it will be a blue box, and that'll mean that the 2023 team is better than the 2009 team. If they're both lit up, both. But that's not going to happen. At the end of the day, though, that doesn't matter. You're still looking at 30.5. That's a good number to hold opposing offenses to. You're limiting conversions, just like those championship defenses were. These are the things that you want to see with the defense, and we see the progression. Opponent rushing yards per game. This defense is a stingy rush defense. I'm not telling you anything new. There's nothing new being said here, except for the fact that, hey, this Texas defense has outperformed in two out of 4 defensive statistic categories. They've outperformed the 2005 defense in 2 categories. Add it a little bit further down. Go down to opponent yards per rush. Okay? Opponent yards per rush, tied. 2.7, 2.7, and then 1.7 yards per rush in 2009. It's just like, this is legit. This is legit. We're not us YouTubers. If you were listening to Kieran on the Fanatic Perspective live show, we're not just feeding a bunch of crap to y'all. Okay? We're being legit. We're being 100% here. Opponent completion percentage, a similar story. Now, the one thing that the 2005 Texas defense was defensive back heavy. They had a ton of NFL defensive backs. And this team does have a ton of NFL defensive backs too. But I don't think they're nearly as experienced or at the level that the 2005 was. And you actually start to see it with the passing statistics. This 2023 team, they're a little bit behind the 2005 team was defending the pass. But they're close enough. I mean, a 55% completion percentage is not a good number for opposing offenses. You see, it's not that far off from the 2009 team, and really, again, it's not far off from the really great 2005 team that we know and love. Opponent passing yards per game. Like, we're technically better, but I'm going to say tied. We're tied with the 2009 team at 211 yards per game. A little bit behind the 61 yards behind, 150 passing yards per game that the 2005 defense was allowing. But it's just yards per attempt. We're behind both the teams, but again, it's not that far. 6.3 yards per attempt. They're not getting a ton of passing yards. They're attempting the ball. They're attempting a ton of passes, so it shows that they're behind in games. Team sack percentage. Not necessarily the sack percentage that we had in 2005, but again, we're like, you're talking about a difference of 0.8% in sacks. Better than the 2009 team. And then takeaways per game. Tied with 2005. Better than 2009. And so, really, just to, go through and let y'all see the entire, or let y'all see most of it right here. This defense is for real. And to be honest, it's been a long time coming to have a defense playing at this level. And I keep doing this thing, because it's a good level. It's a good level to have. I mean, the statistic going around right now, Texas is second best in the red zone in the nation. No, we're the best in the nation in the red zone. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, Texas is having a problem getting the ball into the red zone or getting the ball into the end zone. But we're having a great red zone percentage, but at the end of the day, you need to be getting the ball into the end zone instead of kicking field goals. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that and then say, oh, well, Texas is stopping guys from, we're stopping guys in the red zone, but we're allowing field goals, so that's not great. No. We're holding guys to field goals, and we're keeping teams out of the end zone. They're not scoring. There's been 10 times that the ball has gotten within the 20-yard line against this Texas defense, and only once, a single time, in garbage time, the very last drive, the waning seconds of the game versus Rice, that's the only touchdown that this Texas defense, that's the only time this defense has allowed that ball to get into the end zone when they're in the 20-yard line. Outside of that, you have to get your plays, you have to get your points on these plays that score 20 plus yards or more, explosive plays. Those are the plays that score the highest number against defenses. Whether all across college football, NFL, whatever. Explosive plays score the most. You know what PK does? Limits explosive plays. That's his defense by design. It is a bend, do not break defense. And you're seeing it. Bend, do not break. 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 Bend, do not. You get the point. It's a bunch of bend, do not break. It's a stingy defense. They're smart. They know what they're doing. And here's the crazy thing. They could be better. They're this good. They are this good. And they can be better. Jaron Thompson had times where he's let up a play. Now, granted, Jaron Thompson has, to the takeaways per game down here, Jaron Thompson's made some plays, okay? David Benda, sack percentage, made some plays. Have they let up plays as well? Yes. There's there's room to improve. If we improve upon this, it means we get better than this. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm an opposing coach, I do not want to be going up against this defense. All right, everybody. That being said, hope you all have a great day. And as always, hook 'em.